The future is restored in Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps issue 21. Escaping from the Crystal Army, Hal and Rip head to Sector 563, the source of the army and where Hal hid Kroner's gauntlet. Back on Mogo, the surrendering Lanterns are surrounded by the army, except for Toma 2, who manages to hide out. Seeing their friends in trouble, Kyle and Saranac, after a romantic moment, go to their aid. In Sector 563, the Corona Gauntlet has taken a form of its own as Hal and Rip arrive, surprised at Sarko's achievement with it. Attacking the army, the depowered Lanterns find themselves easily overwhelmed by the indestructible creatures. Taking John Stewart's Honor Guard ring, Hal learns of the lineage of Sarko. Equipping the ring, he heads off to Sector 563. Battling Sarko and his gauntlet, Rip protects Hal as he digs around for the gauntlet that is buried underneath the planet. Finding it, he destroys it, and in the process destroys the construct it created, the army, and in turn destroys Sarko. Kyle arrives and Sarko dies in his arms on the planet. Later on, as Rip heads back to the future and Hal returns the destroyed gauntlet to its place in the vault on Mogo, Kyle mourns the death of his son Sarko. Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps issue 21 finished up an arc that turned out to be really interesting and cool, and it was a great new look at the newly returned Green Lantern Corps and their future, specifically Kyle and Saranac's future, which was hinted at a little bit earlier on once he came back as a Green Lantern, and we kind of saw the fruition of that in their son Sarko, who's kind of a genocidal maniac. The one thing that disappointed me was Rip Hunter's role in this story, which is he was basically a non-existent character, background character sort of thing. You know, despite having arrived to stop the extinction of the Green Lantern Corps and arrest Sarko and everything, he was kind of just disappeared into the background where all these other characters were, and they couldn't really juggle him very well with all these other characters. He then also just disappeared at the end of this issue into the future and didn't hang around or anything. I guess he has a job to do, but it would have been nice for him to stick around for maybe an issue more and just sort of see if everything really is okay. The other thing is Kyle dealing with the death of his son, which was actually really interesting, and I imagine we're going to get a bit more about that in the coming issue, so that should be quite an interesting story to dive into. I'm going to give this issue an 8 out of 10. Well, I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you'll check out my other reviews of comics out this week. You can also catch myself and Joel from Cape Joel in our weekly podcasts, Cape TV and the Comic Multiverse, over on his channel, the Weekly Pool Archive channel, and on SoundCloud. Links to them can be found in the description below. Also, you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook, and if you're feeling a touch generous, I have a cyber tip jar set up. Just follow the links below, and until next time, I am Matt of the Fortress of Solitude, and I will see you in another video.